Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're embarking on a pretty profound, almost meditative journey. We're diving deep into harmony, energy, and universal alignment. Think of it as a cinematic look at how we actually interact with those massive, unseen currents swirling all around us. If you've ever felt like you're just constantly swimming upstream, the insights we're unpacking today, well, they might just completely change how you view your entire path.
So, take a second and really think about this. Are you resisting the flow of life or are you riding its wave? So often our daily lives are just packed with tension, stress, and friction. We push, we pull, and we aggressively fight against our circumstances. But when you contrast all that everyday tension with the vast, ancient, natural cycles of the universe, it kind of challenges us, right? It makes you wonder if our struggles are just us fighting a current that we really should be riding. Okay, let's dive into this with our first section. Defining universal alignment.
At its absolute core, alignment and harmony means syncing your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions with the natural order of the universe. I want you to literally visualize that for a second. Imagine your inner state, your racing thoughts, those fluctuating emotions, the actions you take every single day, suddenly syncing up perfectly with the massive rhythmic spinning cycles of the cosmos. It's really all about finding coherence between the micro, which is you, and the macro, which is, well, everything else. And this brilliantly illustrates a really stark contrast. On one side, resisting the flow of life leads straight to friction and burnout. It's that exhausting, constant uphill battle we all know too well. But on the flip side, going with the wave completely opens you up. By just dropping that resistance, you make it infinitely easier to relax and actually attract your desires. You simply stop fighting the current. Let's shift gears a bit into Section 2, creating your cosmic alignment. Creating this alignment is a really sequential journey of personal tuning. It's built on 5 key pillars: daily gratitude, living in the present, meditation and silence, following intuition, and finally, forgiveness and release. Let's unpack exactly how each of these steps works to get you back in sync. The first 2 pillars are all about where you're focusing your mind right now. With daily gratitude, actively giving thanks sends out this positive energy frequency. You are literally tuning your own broadcast signal. Then there's living in the present. Think about it. If you're anchored in anxiety about tomorrow, or if you're drowning in regret about yesterday, you are entirely out of sync with the only reality that actually exists, which is right now. Moving a bit deeper, we find meditation, silence, and following intuition. Calming your mind through meditation allows you to actually perceive the underlying order of existence. And here's a really cool fact. Even just a few minutes of absolute silence has been shown to physically lower your blood pressure and completely reset your nervous system. Once you finally find that quiet, you can actually hear your intuition. You start trusting your heart over all those loud external pressures. It's all about letting your internal compass guide your steps. The final step to creating alignment is, let's be honest, probably the most difficult, but it's absolutely the most freeing. Forgiveness and release. You have to let go of resentment and anger. And why? Well, it's not just for the sake of being a nice person, but to literally open up your inner space for new energies. Think of it like a kind of spiritual biology. If you're completely full of the heavy friction of old grudges, there is quite simply no room left to receive the smooth flowing energy of the universe. Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 3, maintaining harmonious flow. To actually maintain this harmony against life's daily friction, you have to align with nature. This means adjusting your rest, your work, and your nutrition times to fit natural cycles. Remember, we are biological creatures. Forcing ourselves to operate outside of nature's rhythms creates instant resistance. If the sun has gone down, rest. When the sun is up, work. It's a way of grounding these massive cosmic concepts directly into your very real daily routine. Next up is the principle of acceptance and surrender. And it's so profound in its simplicity. Don't resist unnecessarily. When an obstacle pops up, rather than viewing it as a failure that you have to aggressively fight, surrender to the possibility that the wave is just redirecting you to a much better shoreline. Sometimes life actually has a far better path in store for you than the one you planned. Now, what's really interesting about this quote is how literal it is. Be kind to others because your actions reflect back to you. Try thinking of positive energy and kindness not just as polite moral suggestions, but as literal laws of physics. What you put out mirrors directly back into your own life. You are actively shaping the wave that returns to you, based entirely on how you treat the people around you. But what happens when that reflection seems broken? What if you put out good and you get back bad? So the crucial point here is that if you see bad things from others as a result of your good deeds, you must forgive them, let them go, and walk away. Just don't let them into your close circle of friends again. It teaches us a really valuable lesson about protecting our energy through firm boundaries, all without holding on to that toxic resentment that completely messes up our inner space. We've explored this pretty profound shift today, from fighting the current to aligning with the natural order of the cosmos, from cultivating gratitude and intuition to aggressively protecting your peace. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Ask yourself honestly, where in your life are you still resisting the natural flow? What friction can you let go of today so you can finally start riding the wave? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this helps you find your alignment.